I still don't understand why it's not showing up. There you go. Alright, Apple. Now, the mic. Apple. I changed it in here. Output. Now, the only reason I changed this is because it's not picking up the music on there. Yeah, I guess you'll see. All right. I don't hear it in here. What? I don't hear it in here, though. I usually do. As long as you can hear. Hello, hello, and welcome to Sunday live streams at the Key to Soul Awakening. I'm Stacy, a spiritual powerhouse for those looking to upgrade into the 5D. In my day job, I use my psychic skills and guides on the other side, along with the knowledge I have about clearing karmic patterns and living your highest and best life, to help those who are struggling to find a way back to their happiest life path. That's right, you heard me correctly. I am a psychic medium. I've been a working psychic medium for over 15 years, and like to give a shout out to my father-in-law, who opened the door for this path for me after his passing. Not only do my clients get my personal help, they also get help from the other side while working with me. I'm here every Sunday live streaming at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to answer any and all questions coming from YouTube viewers. They can be questions about your life path, celebrities, current events, pretty much anything underneath the spirituality umbrella. Here's how this works. When you want to ask a question, you put your date of birth and your specific question in the chat box. My husband, Bob, will get the questions in order and send them over to me. I don't see the chat box very much because I'm holding the connection with the other side, and the chat tends to distract me. So when I ask you a question to validate any information, you can go ahead and put it in the chat box, and Bob will send that over to me. After I've answered your question, if you would like to have more information or a session with me, you simply click the link at the top of the chat box that's pinned, with a special rate for those of you who join me on Sunday Live. Now we're about to get started. Have you hit that like button yet and subscribed to this page? And also ding that bell because I go live during the week too, and you want to be alerted when I do. Hello? Okay, there we go. Oy vey. Hi, can you hear me now? Okay, do you want to hear how technically challenged I am? I actually had the mute button on here. That's why you couldn't hear me, and I'm all like, where is it? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to back up. I'll back up a little bit what I was talking about. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking to you about 4 ways that we get in our own way when we try to manifest things. And these are very simple things that we can, fix in our own lives. I'm going to give you some real life stories and how this happened. And in between all 4 things, I'm going to be taking readings. So make sure you put your date of birth and your specific question in the chat box. And like I said before, I do not keep an eye on the chat. So if you want to get me a reading, put your information in there. Bob will send it over to me, and then I will get to as many readings as possible. I do want to get to the first reading, which is the one I missed on Facebook. Let me make sure they have that on the list. Yeah. First one I'm going to get to was over on Facebook, and I missed it before I got off. Okay, but first, let's do a prayer. Today is March 21st of 2021. Okay. In trust, we are here, Divine Source, in all that is truth, light, oneness, unity, clarity, organization, love, and light. Requesting the most accurate information and guidance that the viewers will understand that I'm telling them. Requesting protection from all of the archangels for myself, for Bob, my family, and all of the viewers and those I'm interacting with. We thank you for this now that we're experiencing together and ask that you raise our vibration and the wholeness of us together as one as we move forward to raise our vibrations and clear our chakras. We ask that our master teachers, our guides, and our loved ones in spirit be with us during this transformative assist and educational guidance. And so it is. Amen. All right. So let's go over to the first question that I missed over on Facebook. I'm terribly sorry I missed this. So she wants to ask about things in her life will be working regarding love and career and a job. And that's a whole lot of questions. I will see what comes up. Let me do your birth date first. Okay, so you're a 4. Okay, so that is why you have a lot of questions, because you're a 4 and you need to know now. You want to keep them stable, and you're all about foundations, which is great. You also have an 8 attitude number, which is actually really, really works well with a 4. So let me see what's coming through. I'm getting very cloudy. Like there's a lot going on in your mind. There's a lot going on. And you're trying to avoid topics that you need to be facing, which is perfect that you're listening to this today. You're trying to avoid things that you need to be facing. So we're talking about, your love and career and when things will be moving forward. It really is only when you decide that you are going to push away the fear and step forward and say, okay, what am I going to do about all of this? There's a lot of pressure I feel coming on you from outside. I specifically am getting a mother figure who's still in life, who is putting a lot of pressure. And that way you're feeling like you need to be doing the right thing, but you're doing the right thing for this person, not for you. So my advice to you would be to plan out what you want to do in your own life, and everybody's going to accept it eventually. I mean, I really wouldn't be worried about people, abandoning you. That's not going to happen. Do what's going to make you happy and comes from love. And raise all this confusion up out of you. And that's what's going to make this whole situation better. Yeah, and they're just saying you're listening to so many different people that you're getting yourself really confused. All right. If you have any other questions, put them in the chat box and Bob will send them over to me, okay? All right. Today, we are going to be talking about 4 ways that you can manifest better and how you get in your own way when you manifest. And I've done this. Everyone does this. I'm going to break it down to 4 different ways. So before we go to that, hold on, back up a little bit. If you're not part of my Facebook group, please join the Keys Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. You need to request to join, and please answer the questions before we can't add you unless you answer the questions. So make sure you answer those questions. And if you don't know, I'm over on Instagram as well. So make sure you go over on Instagram and hit that follow button. All right, so let's go to number 1. Number 1, how we get in our own way when we manifest. The first one is trying to control everything. And really, I mean, a person who's a 4 and an 8 is a really good example of trying to, and the 6 is better actually. 4, 6, and 8 are the life path numbers that like to kind of control everything. 6s mainly. When we kind of try to control things, what does this feel like when we try to control things? We try to feel, because, we try to control our experience so we won't get hurt, right? We try to control our experiences so we have the best possible experiences that we know about. The problem with this is that we're only limiting ourselves to what we know about and not what the universe knows about. So if we try to control things, we're not allowing the trust that we should have in the universe. We're not allowing our trust in source energy, in God's love. So let go of the control and allow love, allow God's love and source energy to take control of our lives. And really, we will be protected. You have no reason to fear. You don't need to be in control. And examples of control would be, having like a 5-year plan of what's going to happen in your life, or, when you try to manifest things and you want to manifest a specific dollar amount, or you want to manifest a specific job, when really that may not be what we need in our life to make our life the best. When we try to manifest our highest and best life, what we need to say, let go of all the control and just say, I'm open to all positive interactions and events that come to me. I won't resist anything. And that word resistance, okay, it's very politically charged right now. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spiritual resistance. When you resist what the universe brings you, you are basically saying no to the universe. Nope, I don't want any. And you're going to handle it. When does that ever work out well for us? When does that ever work out well for us that we can know things better than the universe does? When we try to control things, it comes with a tablespoon of like regret and resentment. I mean, if we look at, I use this in one of my videos where if somebody was in prison, okay, yeah, you're trapped in prison, but no one's like holding you to try not to break out. You could try to break out. You could try. I'm not saying what could happen. I'm not saying that all good things will happen, but you are not forced by the universe to stay where you are. You're not forced to stay by where you are in the universe right now. You can pack your bags and move right now if you want. The consequences are different than choices. Okay? We always have choice. The universe gives us choice. When we add control into that, it extinguishes all of our options, really. And then we start living by fear, and we start trying to work harder and harder to make things happen. And really, all that's doing is making our manifestation attempts really null and void. So the first thing we need to do when we start to understand how we're blocking our own way manifesting is we need to let go of control. We need to tell the universe, I trust you, universe. I trust you to lead me to the most positive places my life can go. And when those present themselves, do not say no. I know a lot of you've heard me say this before, but the largest example I can tell you of this is when I finally said to the universe, I'm aligning with my soul's will. I'm going to resist nothing positive that's coming to me. And 3 hours later, my husband, Bob, said to me, let's move to the Caribbean. Now, ordinarily, and this was during a pandemic, and ordinarily I would have been like, no. Like my controlling mind was like, no. But I had just said to the universe, I'm going to resist nothing. So here we are. Maybe not to that large of a scale that's going to happen to you, but when you come in and you have expectations for the universe to bring you, that never works out because we don't know how great our life can get because we're in this little tiny human mind. Okay. The universe knows so much more than we do. So when the universe brings us positive things, accept them and flow through them because they're going to bring us more positive things. All right, let's see what questions. If you have any questions about what I just said, I want you to put them in the chat box and we can talk about it. I'm going to go over and answer a few questions, 1 or 2 readings, and I'll get to number 2. Okay? All right. Lala, what's my purpose? I need clarity on what to be doing. I would like to know my life path too. Okay. Okay, Lala, I've told you you're a 3 already, right, Lala? And a 7. Yeah, that's a really good. Clarity on what you need to be doing. They're having me pick up the tarot cards because there's so many different options that I don't know that you really... That's exactly what they're saying to me, Lala, is you have so many different options that you just are not comfortable settling on any one of them. Let's see what this card comes out. Yeah. Balance. This card's all about balance, and that would definitely, you got the 2 of Pentacles. So Lala, feels like you have a lot going on in your life. A lot going on in your life. And what you need to be doing is figuring out what's valuable for your life versus, what's, just kind of, I don't know, blocking your way. They're saying what's blocking your way versus what is going to come naturally. There's so many different things bouncing around in your life right now that you are confused, and they want me to ask you what feels the best. It might not be, whatever direction may not be what is the most popular or what may bring you the most money or but what feels the best to you. That's the road you need to be taking when you're talking about your life path. Um, I do see you like, I see you, it's like singing, dancing on stage. Um, it's almost like a movie set. It's what I'm seeing. Like you have this kind of personality that does this kind of thing that like you don't mind it either. That's kind of where you need to be leading your way. All right. If you want a longer reading with me, make sure that you make an appointment with me, and I can give you more details about that. All right. Nina. Nina, what spiritual gifts are unleashing during this period of year for me? How can I operate with them more? Okay. Nina, right away they're telling me that you're forcing this, your gifts. It's like you want so bad to have these gifts come up that you're forcing them, trying to force them to come through. Is that true? Um, 5, yeah. So they're giving me the option, Nina, what they're saying to me is that you are getting restless where you are right now in life, and you're really trying to force something through because you hate getting bored. You hate not having much to do. So, what I would recommend, they're just saying you're not ready quite yet to have the full blown abilities yet. So, what they're saying to do is to identify those areas in your life that are causing you stress and figure out why they're causing you stress and how you can change it for you for the better in only a positive way. And they're stressing only a positive way. So it's not like you're going to, be mean to somebody and push them out of your life or what, only in a positive way. Every single thing in your life has to be positive. And right now, like if I had like 8 eggs, like 6 of them are positive and 2 of them are broken. So it's like those 2 broken ones you need to deal with. All right. I hope that makes sense to you. All right. I'm going to go to number 2 in how we get in our own way. All right. So how we get in our way. The second thing we get in our own way, and this is a big one I learned this week. All right. This is called redirection, not the wall. We run into a wall and we try to hit it hard, go through it, and climb over it. All right. That's how we're taught to. We're taught to work hard. We're taught to work harder to get what we want. I graduated college with 3 majors. Who does that? And I remember I graduated with 3 majors in 3 years because I just thought, if I could do all of this, like I'd be much better out in the job world, blah, blah, blah. And maybe true, maybe not true, but like I don't, working harder is not at all what the universe wants us to do. The universe wants us to recognize when we run into a brick wall, like if we're whitewater rafting, we run into rocks. Does that raft ever go up over the rocks and keep going? No, if it goes up over the rocks, it usually ends up what? Like stuck, probably in some forest areas, right? The raft should be going up on the rocks and going forward and flowing. It does not go through the rocks, it does not go over the rocks. So when you're in life and you hit this brick wall of something that is brick wall, so like a job, like if there's something in your job that's, really difficult and you can't deal with it, and your first inclination is, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to show my boss how I can do this. No, your first inclination should say, where is the universe trying to redirect me? Because this is not where I'm supposed to be. All right. So if you are in your own way, if you think you need to be staying there, pushing up against this wall and trying to break through it. All right. I had a very interesting example of this week, and I think it was exactly for this reason, so I could tell you guys this. So, you know, without going into details about this, my YouTube channel got taken down this week. They sent me a very nasty email and said my YouTube channel had been taken down because I severely broke, terms of service. And I was shocked because I thought, I spend a lot of time like creating my own material. I spend a lot of time like getting royalty-free music, paying licensing fee, like all the I didn't understand what I had done, right? And then I realized I have a situation in my life that I realized this is where being psychic works really well in your life. I realized what was going on, that these people who, aren't so fond of me at this point went and mass flagged my channel and I got taken down for a day. And here's the thing. That's a wall that I hit. And I was like, oh my God, I worked so hard. I worked so hard to have this channel, right? And I was upset for a while. I put in the appeal. And then my friend, who's another really big YouTuber, messaged me and she said, just stick with it, stick with the appeal, explain to them what you think's happening. It'll work out. Great. And it really showed me, everybody was saying that. Everybody have given me such love, such support. But what it really taught me was it gave me a thought of, do I really need YouTube? Do I really need it to do what I want to do? Is it a make it or break it for me? And I realized no. Like if they didn't put this channel back up, yeah, I would miss all of your subscriptions. I mean, I almost have 1,500 subscribers at this point. I'd miss all of you and I wouldn't have any way of getting hold of you. But it really wouldn't slow me down on what I'm doing. So the next day I woke up and I got an email that said, we're so sorry. We relooked at your channel and it was, it's not at all breaking terms of service. You're still in good standing with us. Sorry for the inconvenience. Which means I was mass flagged and they saw that. But in the interim, what it showed me was that, I hit this wall of, am I going to work harder? Am I going to try to fight to get my channel back? Or do I need to flow and figure out if there's another direction to go? And that's exactly what I needed to do. And I needed to realize that this YouTube channel, although it's fun and I love it, it's not the end all be all. And that's what I want you guys to understand, is that when you hit a stressful point in your life, when you hit something in your daily life that is a speed bump or a wall, and you're like, how am I going to get over this? The question is not how am I going to get over it? The question is, what is the universe trying to redirect me to? What am I supposed to be doing instead of trying to get over this? That's the second way that we get in our own way manifesting. Because if we work hard and we use, try to get through the wall, over the wall, odds are we're going to get over that wall to hit one other wall. So we need to redirect our lives if we hit those walls. All right. If you have questions about this, put them in the comments section and I would love to chat to you about this. All right. Let me go to another question. All right. Neva, next 2 months. Okay, Neva, I'm going to do your general reading. I'm sorry. And while we are waiting, if you are part of my Facebook group, go ahead and tell everybody how great my Facebook group is. And if you're not, please join my Facebook group. And I'm live there. I interact with everybody every day on that Facebook group. You just have to join and have answer the questions when you join, because we can't add you in unless you do that. All right. Okay, master number 33 and a 6. Okay. Why is this not transitioning? Here we go. Hello. Okay. General reading next 2 months. All right. Okay, so it's interesting that you're a 6, because 6s are really big with, I'm not going to use these, really big with control. And they want me to highlight this to you, Neva, that you need to let go of control for the next 2 months. I see a big shift. Are you moving? Are you moving house? I'm seeing you, like your life is shifting, and I'm getting the idea that you're being uprooted in some capacity, which usually says to me that you're moving house. And your life path is saying that it's a 6, which means you need to control everything to stay comfortable. When this is really a test for you where you need to trust in the universe that everything's fine without having you like know everything down to every T and dot the every I. That's the first thing. Let's go to the next one. Okay, yeah. So that card is talking about energetic upgrades. What they want you to do and what would actually be helpful. Oh, your parents are searching for marriage proposals. Okay. Which would be uprooting. A new way of being an integration. What they want. You're going to get the marriage proposals. If you want to get the one, not the one, there's a few. If you want to get ones that are more valuable to you and to your parents, start meditating in the specific fashion of viewing your life how you want to see it in like 5 years from now. So you're going to go into the meditative state and you're going to just watch your life play out in its highest and best form in 5 years from now. What would that look like? What would it feel like? And do this every day. And that's the way you're going to bring forth the marriage proposals and the match for your life that is going for the highest and best good. All right? All right. Samantha. We'll do Samantha, and then I'll get to number 3. All right, Samantha. Okay. Oh, I love these questions. Samantha's asking, I have a very important interview on Thursday. This is for my dream job. Is there a possibility I'll get this job? I love these questions only for the first reason is that that depending on how you look at it, you set yourself up for failure or you set yourself up for good. So the first thing I want you to do, Samantha, is know that you are badass and you're going to get the job. Okay? Go in there thinking that. You're the best thing that ever happened to them. They're going to want you to work for them. That's the attitude you need to have. Okay? Because you hold the key, the first step of it. All right? Let me see what's in the rest of it, though. But if you go in there kind of like mousy and, not going to happen. You need to walk in there like if they don't hire you, they're losing something good. All right? So let me get down to what I'm seeing. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that I don't know if you wear pencil skirts, like a long pencil skirt and heels. Pink is definitely a color I'm seeing. There's a lot of competition for this job. You are going to come down to like the top cut, like they're going to cut it 2-3 people. You're going to be in that, okay? And remember what I said, you have to go in there. I'm badass. You want me to hire me. You have that attitude about you, okay? Have nothing really throw you. So if they kind of throw you off with a question and you're not sure how to answer it, you answer back with a big smile and just say, well, that's a very good question. Let's talk about that. And that kind of gives you time to, go through it. Don't look unnerved at all. I am seeing one person that's going to be a main competition. And instead of competing with that person and trying to put them down, okay, which is probably what they're going to be doing, you need to elevate yourself in positivity and, just be this bright light of positivity and, the people just like having you around. All right. Because you have the skills, you have this is definitely where you should be. The next step is just having your positive vibration out there. And when you do that, you will get this job. Okay? Don't doubt yourself at all. Walk in there with a lot of positivity. Okay? All right, Samantha. All right, I'm going to go back to number 3 and how we get in our own way when we manifest. So far, we've gone through that we try to control too much, and then I also went through how we are needing to redirect our lives rather than trying to break through a wall that shows up in our life. The number three one is talking about living in fear. And living in fear does not mean like, oh, I'm so scared, I'm not going to go outside. Living in fear means if I don't do this, this will happen. If I do this, this won't happen. Or I have to do this, I have to do that. It's very much conditioned into us about things we must do, we have to do, rather than just allowing us to flow and see options in life. They want me to repeat the story that I said on Facebook about my grandmother. My grandmother passed away years ago, and I feel closer to her now than I did when she was alive, just because like my abilities have gotten so much stronger, and she's somebody who comes through quite a lot. But the first time she came through, it was with the assistance of another psychic, and he described it to a T. And then he said, your grandmother is saying she's sorry. And of course I was like, bawling. And he said, I'm going to talk to you like I'm her. And she was saying that I'm sorry that I did not stop what was going on in your life right then. Like it was my job to stop that from happening, but I was afraid. And he said, she was afraid. She went in her life review and said, not stopping what had happened to you and what everybody was seeing was happening to you was her largest regret in this lifetime. So she was coming to me telling me she's sorry because she was afraid of what everybody else was going to think had she stepped into that situation. And that's what I mean by fear. That's what I mean by, living based in fear, making choices based in fear. So if we're worried about what everybody else is going to think, if we're worried about the choices we make and the ramifications that has on other people, we're living life in the wrong direction. We need to let go of that fear because fear is an illusion. Fear is so much of an illusion. I'll go into a little nugget of this. So in this lifetime, we're all here to learn about how we can live without knowing that we are innately connected to source energy. We are innately connected to God's love because we are part of it. But in this lifetime, we forget when we're born. We forget all of that. And we grow into these humans who are conditioned in different ways. Fear is the illusion that separates us from, the knowledge that we are part of the universe. We are part of Source's energy. We're part of Source's love. So when we let go of that fear, and we do not live in fear, we live in the wholeness that is us, in love and positivity, our life becomes so much easier, so much brighter, and we're able to manifest. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat box and I can answer them about that. I will get to number 4 next. Let me see what other questions we have. Okay. When will I get a job? Devanja. Okay. Okay, you're another 4. So you definitely need stability in your life as a 4. Okay, really, they're showing me a calendar right now of the next year of 2021, and the next couple months are really grayed out, so I'm not seeing it the next couple months. When I say, okay, they're showing me that this is like a loaded question for you. Okay, so the jobs that you're trying to get are definitely not what you're supposed to be doing, and that's why they're being held away from you. You will eventually get a job that you want in this industry or this field, but it's not going to be what you think it is, and it's going to cause you more struggle. So they're asking me to tell you to question, are you looking for this specific kind of a job in order to make everybody else happy and to get off your back? Is this what you would be very happy doing for the rest of your life? Or is there something else that you would want to be doing rather than, looking for this kind of a job? I get the sense that you are not, like, this is just a job. It brings money. Like, that's the kind of thing. Hmm. Yeah, there's definitely something else about this that you're missing. That you're really, really good at something, but you're not pursuing that because it's not going to make. I'm hearing the word proud. I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing that you're going to be happy, but I'm hearing that if you get this kind of a job, you'll make people proud. Um, so that's really a question for you. So if you're looking for this specific kind of job, what you need to do is summer into the fall is more of a highlighted period for you. Right now, they're like holding everything out because they want you to really decide, is this what you want to be doing with your life, or is there something that's going to make you happier? All right, really think about that. All right, Lena. Okay. Lena, let me do a general reading for you. Christina, I answered your question in the Facebook group, but I will answer it again, okay, when I'm done with the number 4. Yeah, 5. Lena, I'm going to use my tarot cards just because I've talked to you a few times in the last few weeks, and I'm going to use the tarot cards to see if they can give me any more insight and information, okay? So give me 1 second. And then I'm on to Pink Princess. Oh, wait. And I'm going to go to number 4, and then I'll go to Pink Princess and Christina. Don't worry, Christina. I'll say it again, okay? All right. Here we go, Lena. Lots of energy that's built up. Yeah, and I felt that last week. Okay. What was your question here? I'm seeing there's a lot of tension around you, Lena. I'm seeing there's a lot of tension, a lot of they're saying gossip and drama around you. And specifically, I think you were who I was talking to about reconciling with your ex was, and that's what this is about. Like, you have a lot of pressure for this, right? You have a lot of pressure to get to reconcile, and I don't see that working out quite as what you would want it to work out. So they're saying you need to give yourself some more self-love. Like, find I don't think you really know who you are. I don't think you really understand who you are without being in this couple, which wasn't exactly healthy. That is why you are where you are right now, because you need to be able to identify yourself outside of a group. So, in the spirit world, when we come up through in incarnations, what happens is yeah, I do think you should move on. Yes. I really want you to find out who you are. Right now, you feel like it's not me telling you, you feel like you are just one of the group, and you feel very ostracized right now because you're not part of that, when really you're not supposed to be part of that. You're here for your own reasons. You're here for your own life path. Let me put down, see if they can get me a better idea of what you're supposed to be doing. Lena, they keep telling me the word art. I see colors. I see art. Are you a painter by any chance? Do you paint or sketch? I'm seeing that you have a skill that you haven't really told a whole lot of people about, and that's what you should be focused on. Not only will it help your energies, it will help you find a new path for yourself, help you know who you are. I'm going to do a 3-card spread right now. Yeah. See, the difference, Lena, with a good career versus a career is I can see what career you're supposed to be in, but different cultures, different families term that good career or not, if it's a good career or not, basically. Like, I know my mom, if she ever found out that I'm, a professional psychic, which I haven't talked to her in years, but I know her head would blow off her body. Um, okay, shiny object syndrome. Yeah, this one says, yeah, difficulty defining purpose. Yeah. Okay, it's like you've lived this life. You've lived this life all the way up till right now to do what it makes everybody else happy with you. All right. I want you to remember that you're the only one living this life, Lena, and you need to figure out what's going to make you happy all by yourself. All right. So without anybody else, what I see is you're very, very creative. You're very creative. God, I'm even seeing like beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Do you sew? It's like colorful fabrics, colorful. You bring so much beauty to the world, and you can make people beautiful, is what they're saying to me. So anything along those lines, that's what you're supposed to be doing. All right. If you have any other questions, make an appointment with me, and I'd love to talk to you one-to-one. Tomorrow night, I am announcing the winner of my 30-minute free psychic reading on this group. So make sure you go to this group on Facebook and ask to join. Make sure you answer the questions, please, or we can't have you enter. Also, here's my Instagram profile. Please join me there. I'm active in both every day, slightly more active in the Facebook group, but that's not by requirement. That's just because I have a limited amount of time. All right, let's go to number 3. Okay. I like this little mute button, Bob. It's helpful. Okay. So let's go to number 3. So how we get in our own way from our manifesting our lives. Did I do 3 or do I need to do 4 now? I'm losing my way. Yep, I did 3. Let's go to 4. Okay. So reviewing. Number 1 was not to try to control everything. We just need to flow with the universe. Number 2, make sure you see setbacks and struggles as a redirection and not as something you need to work harder to get towards. Lena's a really great example of this, where the setback was she wants to reconcile with somebody and it's just not happening. So does that mean that she works harder to try to make that happen, or do we redirect? All right. We need to redirect. All right. Living in fear, that was number 3, about if I don't do what, like I wrote down, if I don't do what my parents want me to do, they won't accept me. That's fear. All right. And truly, the people in our lives will accept us no matter what, if they love us unconditionally. And that's a whole other topic to talk about. But really, we need to love ourselves unconditionally and do what makes us feel like whole human beings, whole souls. And everybody will catch up eventually. All right. All right. Number 4 is looking outward rather than inward. Usually, when we go to manifest things, we look at everybody around us and things that we don't like around us. So I don't like my house. I don't like my job. I don't like the people around me. I don't like this. I don't like that. The thing is, the outside of us is a mirror to what is inside of us. It literally our outside literally reflects what we feel inside. So anything we don't like that we're seeing in our world is actually a mirror to what we don't like about us. So let's say, I used this example last week, but I'll use it again. One of my clients had an interesting interaction with somebody she knew, where this person came and was like screaming at her in her car. And she said she was scared of this person. And, she didn't know what to do. Well, why is this in my life spiritually? And I said to her, well, your karmic pattern is anger, so do you behave like that in any way? Would you say that you behave that way? And she said, yeah, I do behave that way. And I said, so the universe was showing you what it looks like from the outside to see you in that angry position. So really, that whole altercation was really a gift from the universe to show you what you needed to change. So when you go to manifest things, you can't manifest things until you are wholly and unconditionally loving of every single part of yourself. And there's all kinds of parts of ourselves that we may not like I mean, I have loads of clients who are, having issues with like body image, people who are having trouble with their marriages. Like I have loads of clients who have all these things that don't like about themselves, but then they don't understand why their life isn't getting any better. It's because you need to heal inside of you. You need to clear your karma inside of you, and then the rest of it will align in your life. So, and how that looks, I had a good question on Facebook about that. How that looks was, you know, your life will just change. Your life will literally just change overnight without you doing anything if you clear your karmic pattern. And things will present themselves that you never thought could present before because your karmic pattern is now gone. That's the key to everything. When you clear your karmic pattern and you love yourself unconditionally, that is how you start to manifest things. No other way. There's no other way. If you base your life in negativity and think this life sucks and I hate it, the universe isn't going to fix it. The universe isn't going to bring things to change it. The universe brings us what we focus on. So if you're focusing on the negatives in your life, the universe is going to bring you more negatives. You need to focus on the positives. Okay? If you have any questions on that, let me know. All right. I'm going to go to the next question. Pink Princess. Pink Princess, is this because you're under the age of 18 that you wouldn't put your date of birth on there? They're giving me nothing. I'll get back to that in a second, Princess. This is interesting. Hold on. They're giving me nothing. Let me sort that out for a second. I'm going to skip down to Christina and come right back to you, okay? Christina, what I said was that your son has all these options and there's one direction he wants to go, but he's afraid of what everybody else is going to think. So what you need to do is have that discussion with him that, what does he really want to do? And is he worried what everybody else is going to say to him? It definitely, the direction he wants to go in is a good one. Whatever choice that's where he should be going. I think it might be surprising to you, but just roll with it. It's good. Okay. The attitude number is your day of birth and your month. So, if it's like 12/18, you add December 18th together down to one digit. That's how you get your attitude number. Okay. All right. Let me get back to Pink Princess. Usually, Pink Princess, when they don't give me anything, that means there's information you shouldn't know for some reason. So let me try to get to the bottom of that. I got these super neat oracle cards. They're a lot different than tarot cards. They're oracle cards that talk about personalities and what we should be doing for our, just a person, our life in general. Doesn't have anything to do with like tarot or anything. Okay. Pink Princess. It reminds me, that name Pink Princess reminds me, what did that, my daughter used to love this, Pinkalicious. She loved Pinkalicious. Okay. Oh, let me check mark off Christina. Ding. Okay. Did I just do two? Hey Bob, I think did you delete one? As I took that one off and there was a second one. Okay. What did you say your life path is? A 2? Okay. Yep, that's it, Bob. Thanks. Okay, so Princess, what they're saying is that I'm just going to say it straight out. because I don't know how else to say this. But they're saying, Princess, is this is not what you should be focusing on right now. That's why they're not showing me anything. The two cards that I just pulled out were the Pleiades and the Great Gathering. And what that means is that you have greater things coming up in your life that are coming together that have nothing to do with romance and nothing to do with love. It has to do with what your mission is here on this planet. If you saw me stop for a second a minute ago, it's because they were telling me that you have these awesomely strong intuitive powers, and I think you've been either second guessing yourself or just denying it altogether that it's happening. So not many people get this Pleiades card. It means channeling and uplifting humanity. Um, and if you're a two, and again, I can't. You're saying you're a two, so I'll just go with the two. It does make sense though because twos are really good mediators. So if there's things going on around you, what they're showing me in my head right now is all of this upheaval in the states of, where there needs to be a mediator. Honestly, there definitely needs to be a mediator between all of this, and maybe not to that scale, but there's something around you that's kind of like that you would be the mediator, and you're going to be able to, when you finally reach into these gifts of yours and you're scared of them, when you finally get through all of that, you're going to be able to be that bright beacon that people need right now. And that's why they're not showing me anything about love, because if you get distracted with all of that, you might miss like the doorway right now where you're supposed to go. Not that it wouldn't show up later, but right now they really want you to go on because it's needed. You're needed in the capacity that they're showing me right now. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. You can also set up a one-to-one with me. I put the link to set up a one-to-one in the chat box, and I pinned it at the top. Okay. What time is it? Give me 1 second. Okay. I can take one more question. I'll get back to that 1 second. Let me just review what we've gone over on how we manifest, that we get our own way manifesting. So number one is we try to control everything when we really should be trusting the universe. Number two is that when we get stuck and we're up against a wall, that is a sign for us to be redirecting our lives rather than trying to work harder to get over or through the wall. Number three is you need to live in unity with the universe, not based in fear. You live in love, you lead with love. And number four is you look inward to fix what's inside of you, clear your karmic patterns, start to love yourself unconditionally, no matter what flaws you think you have. And those four, when you have those four things, that is when you're going to start to manifest. I mean, I do it every day. So that is when you're going to start to manifest things. All right, I'm going to take one more question. Let's see who's next up on the list. Maybe I can do two new questions. I'm going to do two other questions, and then I got a client meeting in a couple minutes, but let me see what I can do here. Okay, Manish. Do you have your day of birth, Manish? The song that just came in my head was Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. So I have a feeling that you are not seeing people for who they really are. And you're looking for like that outward, type of person that you want to be with rather than looking for the kind of character and person you want to be with. That's specifically what they're telling me. All right, Brooke. Why are you so stuck? I'm going to do that one more time. You're a 5. I'm just going to make sure because 5s are a really kind of a big deal when I talk to them. So give me 1 second. You're a 5. Okay. Brooke, the reason you're so stuck or you feel stuck is because 5s need to be moving and traveling and experiencing new things all the time. And you love freedom. So the fact that you use the word stuck tells me that you don't feel free in some way. Um, so the question I want to ask you, Brooke, is how do you feel like you don't have any freedom? Like, what is it about your life that you don't have any freedom in? And that's where you need to look. So let's just say, for example, like you haven't been able, this last year has been like this for everybody, how you haven't been able to go many places. Try to fix that. Find a way to feel free without actually uprooting your entire life, Brooke. That's exactly what I'm seeing. And 5s, when they get kind of depressed and in a downward spiral, they tend to take on kind of addictive qualities. And doesn't even have to be, alcohol or, the other one that I'm not saying. It could be like collecting things or, needing to talk to people, blah, blah, blah. Like any kind of addictive aspect people have as a 5 will become huge when they feel stuck. So for you, you need to find the place where you lost your freedom and where you can regain your freedom. So whether that's travel, whether that's, just going to some place for a weekend to kind of check out new places, like figure out what it is that why you feel stuck and do the opposite. Because the only reason a 5 ever feels stuck is because it's like a caged bird. Um, and I'm not really seeing a specific reason other than they're telling me. Okay, and I'm just going to say this as gently as I can. They're telling me that you think you're of an age right now, Brooke, that you can't do certain things, which isn't true. So maybe you're limiting yourself. Look into that too. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, I have the link above to make an appointment with me one-on-one. So I do have a meeting in a few minutes. The rest of you, what I want you to do, let me show you. This is my group, my Facebook group. Please join my Facebook group. I interact with everybody there every single day. There's my Facebook group. You need to make sure you answer the questions. Here's my Instagram. Go ahead and follow me there. And then also please like and subscribe this live chat. Hit that like button and subscribe and hit the bell. Let's see if this works. I thought I was being all fancy. Here we go. Okay, so what I want you to do, it's supposed to say subscribe. Just pretend that's saying subscribe. All right, so the rest of you, what I want you to do is either make an appointment with me. I'm back here next week, probably at 11 again because I shifted it a bit. If you have a question, just give it to Bob. I'm going to put it on my list, and if you show up next week, you'll be one of the first that I answer, or just head over to my Facebook page or make an appointment with me. All right. You guys have a lovely day. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate every Sunday spending time with me. And remember, you need to get out of your own way in order to manifest things. All right. Trust in the universe. That's the first step.